The Philistines were at war with the Israelites. Each stood at the top of a hill facing each other. Then a man from the Philistine army came forward, at almost 10 foot tall. This was no ordinary man. Wearing his heavy armour, Goliath stood, faced the Israelite army, and shouted,
"Challenge you, Saul, to send one of your men to fight me. If you win, then we will become your slaves. But if I win, you all become my slaves. Come on now, come and have a go if you think you're hard enough."
Saul and the Israelites were so terrified, they couldn't even shout back. They knew there was no way any of them would fight such a giant. The next day, the same thing happened again.
"I challenge you, Saul, to send one of your men to fight me. If you win, we will all become your slaves. But if I win, you become my slave. Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough."
For the next 40 days, Goliath came out every day to challenge the Israelites. King Saul was desperate.
"I will give you lots of money, and to anyone who will fight Goliath. You can even marry my daughter, and you and your family won't have to pay any taxes at all."
It was a good offer, but it was not enough to get anyone to fight Goliath. David's 3 older brothers were there in the army, and one day David came to see them, bringing food. David arrived just as Goliath came out and shouted his usual challenge.
"I challenge you, Saul, to send one of your men to fight me. If you win, we will all become your slaves. But if I win, you will all become my slaves."
David heard this and couldn't believe his ears.
"How dare this Philistine make fun of our army of living God? Why doesn't anyone go out to fight him?"
David's brothers told him off.
"What are you doing here, sneaking off to watch the fight, huh? Get back home and look after your sheep."
But David went to Saul and told him he would fight the battle. Saul wasn't very optimistic.
"You are only a boy. Goliath is a trained warrior. You have no chance."
This didn't stop David having faith.
"But I've killed bears and wolves to protect my sheep, and I believe that God will help me."
They tried to give David armour for protection, but it was too big for him. Instead, he got out his sling and gathered 5 smooth stones from a stream. David went off to confront Goliath.
"Come on then, come and have a go if you think you're hard enough."
David began walking towards Goliath. When Goliath saw him, he said,
"Get out of my way, little boy. Come any closer and I'll tear you to pieces and I'll feed you to the dogs."
"You may come to me with a sword and a spear, but I come to you with the true and living God on my side."
David put a stone in his sling, swirled it around his head and let fly. It struck Goliath on the forehead. Goliath crashed to the floor. David ran up to him, got Goliath's sword and cut off his head.
"Hey! Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?"
The Philistines were shocked, so turned and ran for their lives, with the Israelites chasing behind them.